Hi everybody, welcome to the Age of Periscope. I am actually going to be creating a stick-around puzzle for learning here using Emoji Classroom objects. I got this wonderful sunflower picture from my cousin Sarah. Her sunflowers are in full bloom and everything, so she sent these wonderful pictures to everybody. So what happened is I took the main one. I said, you know what, I love sunflowers, and I know I can make this a fantastic lesson, a little different for the Emoji Classroom. So I did that, is I took the picture. And what I did is I went to the app Over, and with Over you can overlay images and pictures on the app. So what I did is I did one of a sun, a bee, a ladybug, an ant carrying a sunflower seed, a snail, and a caterpillar. So what happens is I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to put this into the app Stick Around, and I'm going to turn it into a puzzle. Now here's the different thing here. Each of the puzzles are going to have something special equivalent to them. There's going to be a link or a voice note to it, because I don't want students just to match up, oh, that's the sun, that's the bee. I want them to learn in the process about what bees can do with flowers and other stuff such as ladybugs and ants and everything. So we're going to turn this to a really fun fact using all this. So I've got this all saved and ready to go, so now I need to go and Stick Around. So I'm going to exit right out of here. Go and Stick Around, right there. Stick Around by Explain Everything. Tony Vincent and Explain Everything. As you can see, I have the Explain Everything app here. So I'm going to go right into Stick Around. App's going to open up. And by the way, I've made over 420 Stick Around puzzles as of this recording on Periscope. So we've had one, and I know some of you watched one. So what I'm going to do is start the brand new one here, and I apologize for the glare. I'm going to go and hit the Start button. I'm going to go to Create New Project. It's going to give me all these templates. I'm going straight blank, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Blank Project. It's going to be a background here. So the first thing is it allows me to choose background colors, and I can actually go through a whole variety here. A really popular one, especially with flowers, is this backyard one here. I'm going to just drag it on. Boom, and there's my background. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the picture. So I'm going to hit the plus button over here. Add from Photo Library. You can also put them up from Google Drive, Dropbox, other apps, you name it. There's a lot of incorporation between Explain Everything and Stick Around and all that. So once I get there, I'm going to go to my camera roll here. Where is my flower? I saved that all up. Hold on a second. I think I know what happened. Give me a minute. I'm going to go right back up, go into here. Oh, I see what happened. For some reason, this one did not transfer from my photo stream, so I'm going to just do a duplicate edit here. It's really simple to do. You just hit duplicate and edit from photo stream, and it's going to save the full picture and make a copy of it in my camera roll. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to edit it just a little bit for crop. I'm going to save. That's all now saved to my camera roll. So I'm going to go back on the Stick Around. It's going to reload here because now it knows the picture's in there. And there it is. So I'm going to grab my picture. I can recrop, shrink this, or cut out the picture all I want. I'm going to leave it pretty even here. So I'm going to hit Done. And I'm going to make this just a little smaller. Position it just a little higher in the cloud. And I'm going to hit the I button, and I'm going to lock this into place. I'm going to lock this picture so that way it doesn't go anywhere, because I want all the pictures in place when I do my stickers. So now here is, I don't want to lose this. So I'm going to save the project. So I'm going to go to Info. I'm going to name this project. Always name your project. I'm going to just name this Bugs and Flowers instead of Bugs and Buttons. I'm going to put my name in it. And I always tell us with students too is, as Tony says himself, make it your own. So, put in your name, put in your website if you want to, topic, and I'm going to do flowers and insects. I'm going to click on this. I want to make this as this is a science. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pop in the description, which is I'm going to say insects and sunflowers. So this is actually going to be from 5 to 1st grade age level. I'm not going to do this as a Common Core. It's not needed. I'm going to go back to background, so this way if the app crashes or anything, my project's saved. So I've made my background. Now there's other tools here. You can add stars, draw, pictures, rotate, go backwards, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going with just simple here are the emoji objects. So I'm going to click on stickers now. And there's 3 ways you can make stickers. You can either text, pictures, or you can do a combination of all including sketches. But I'm going to go straight with text today. So I'm going to drag out one for the sun, one for my friend the bee here. the ladybug, the ant, the caterpillar, and the snail. So I'm going to push that away. So the first thing is I'm going to actually hit the I button, and I'm going to hit this button. This is an arrow. The arrow allows you to mark certain objects in your stick-around puzzle for the answer key, and I want this to, of course, match the sun. So once I've done that, I'm going to tap this and put in the sun. I'm going to change this to the color, keep it orange. Now here's what I'm going to do different. What's great about stick around is not only can you add including more text into it, you're actually going to add a hyperlink. Like if I wanted the sun to go into NASA, I could actually pop in this right here, and I can pop in nasa.gov. And it could take you to the NASA site to learn more. But I'm just going to do basic here, so I'm going to say use that link. So that way students would click on that, the link would take them right to NASA, and then they could go right to nasa.gov and learn more about astrology. But instead, I'm going to do the recording buttons. I'm going to hit the recording. The sun, which is located 30 million miles from Earth. Oh, I'm getting my facts wrong. Luckily, you can re-record this. So I'm going to hit record. Sure you want to read? Yes, I am. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The sun, of course, cycles throughout the day between these two hemispheres, so that way we have day and night. So this way, when students click on this app, they're going to get that recording and learn a little something about the sun. So yeah, they'll match the sun, but they'll see it has a recording button from the eye. Now I'm going to do the same here with the bee. So I'm going to push this over. I'm going to hit the eye again. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to get my arrow. I'm going to move the arrow so that way it touches the bee. So I'm going to double tap for bee. But now I'm going to put a little recording right here. Bees pollinate flowers as they visit them from flower to flower, allowing seeds to create... Oops, I said that wrong. I messed up again. I apologize. Bees fly from flower to flower collecting pollen. As they collect pollen, this ends up causing pollination on flowers, which of course allows them not only to bloom, but to create more seeds, so then that way they can reproduce. So I'm going to position that. And now I'm going to do the ladybug. And then I'm going to change the color, of course, because ladybugs mostly are red or orange, but I'm going to go with red for ladybug. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to leave this as a simple fact here. Ladybugs crawl on most flowers to find cupulas, which they eat, which are a small mite that are a part of the food chain that ladybugs eat. And then, of course, ladybugs are eaten by birds who visit flowers. I can put a little bit more there and change that. I can even add onto that recording, like I can then say, some birds come down and go for the flowers of sunflowers and that. So my next ones, of course, is to finish the snail and the caterpillar. So I'm going to, once again, do this for the caterpillar. I'm going to change this to green. Oops, that came out gray. I hit the wrong button. There we go. I'm going to click on that. Now I'm going to put a little fun fact about caterpillars. Put it up a little bit so I can re-record it. Caterpillars eat most leaves. Monarch butterfly caterpillars are known to eat sunflower leaves as well as lilac leaves because of the nutrition in them. Once they've filled up, they will create chrysalises, and then they will sit in a chrysalis for up to 4 to 6 weeks and turn into butterflies. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to do my friend the snail here. That out. Change the color. Why most snails are found in the water, garden snails or lawn snails tend to seek out in most backyards or meadow areas where they will then eat other flowers and vegetables to survive. And then finally, I'm going to do that. Oh, hey, Felix, how you doing, buddy? I was just talking about you at Samurai Camp today. I was telling them to get a couple people to follow you there, Felix. So good for you to join us here. Just finishing up the first part of my stick around. Not much. I'm doing the stick around now. I was at a Samurai Camp in Downers Grove in Illinois, and we're doing sketch notes, and we were talking about paper by Fit 3 and Dice Up the Classroom. But I mentioned you on Twitter, and they're definitely going to check you out there. I was just finishing this. Now, as you can see, I made an error here. This is not a text one. This is, of course, a pic version. Oh, you're welcome, Felix. So what I'm going to do is to get rid of this, I'm going to hold this down until I get the check mark. And then I can delete this. And now I can pull off the correct text one. And I'll put an ant. I'm going to click on my I button. I'm going to change this to blue. Ants can live up to several times their own body weight. Even though it may seem bigger than them, it's no more different than us taking a grocery bag from the car to the house. So I'm going to put the ant here. I'm going to pop in my arrow. Get it right here. All right, so now I've got all my stick-around labels all set up with the recordings and everything ready. So now I have to put the answer key. So I need to go to answer key now. And you have a couple ways you can do answer keys. You can either put circles, squares, draw them yourself, and then of course it gives you the ability to delete them or delete them all together. So I'm just going to do circles for these. So I'm going to make sure my stickers are in the correct ones with the arrows. And the best way to do this is not let them overlap. So I'm going to hit my circle here. I'm going to draw it over the sun. I'm going to draw this one over the ladybug. I'm going to do my buddy the bee here. Now, this is so fun. I mean, some people don't know this about emojis, is how much they can be used. I know we always have students that are saying, I can't find the right image, or I'm going to get in trouble if I use this image. And if you use an emoji keyboard, especially on something like an iPad or a tablet device, you have all these different icons of the emojis here. I mean, look at that ant. That ant that's carrying that seed is like a perfect example, and it's right there on your keyboard. Same thing with the ladybug, and then using the real picture works really great. So I mean, this works fantastically for students, for especially using Emoji Classroom here, is they can pick these pictures, they can enlarge them, they can reposition them, and they're all good, and it's their own, and they can tell their story wonderfully when they're making their puzzle. Same thing with the teachers. So that's a little bit there. So we're going to play this and make sure it's all good. So I'm going to hit the old play button here, and I'm going to pull up my sticker tray, and we're going to pull it out. So we got the sun. Going to play the voice note. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The sun, of course, cycles throughout the day between these two hemispheres, so that way we have day and night. Yeah, so like I said, each one of these is, the students can match then each one of the stickers, but then they get to hear a little bit of information and facts. And a lot of students who are visual, they love to have that little bit of voice recording notes and everything else too. So this way, they can match the different insects, how they're related to something like a sunflower, or little facts about them, like how do they relate, like how can an ant pick up that high, or what is a snail doing in my garden? I thought they lived in the ocean, and so forth. And this is a nice little way to do this. And then once this is all finished, they just check it, and they won, which is outstanding. Wow, I got an outstanding. I must be doing really good. Of course, like I said, it's my favorite app, so you can put your name in. And once that's finished, you can view the complete puzzle or save photo. I always tell students to have them to save to their photos, because then once it's all done, and let me save this project now, is because it saves directly into the camera roll. And what I always tell students who do this, especially since we're using Edmodo and Google Classroom and Seesaw here, is to take that snapshot of how many times it took to complete that puzzle and upload it up into the one. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. So now I have the completed puzzle here. So what's so great, oops, that's the previous one. So there's the save puzzle, and right there, if I click off of it, it's telling me the date this was completed, how many attempts to get it right, and then the name of the stick-around app. So I've got this all ready to go. So now students can now go up, and they can go into something like their Google Drives or Google Classroom, upload the completed puzzle, or they can go into something like Seesaw, and I went through Seesaw training today, and they upload it right there in Seesaw, and they can upload the completed project to the teacher. They can talk about how they wanted, what they learned from it, what they could use to improve from it, and so forth. I mean, it's fantastic because right here you can just add the piece. The students can say, yep, I'm going to put in my photo. It's my photo, I mean my camera roll. Pardon me, I've had a long day. And I'm going to go right in here, and there it is. They've uploaded it. They can now hit a recording button right here. And it gives me a countdown. I completed the stick-around puzzle about insects and flowers on my iPad. I thought it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about ants and caterpillars, about what they like to eat and how much they can carry in weight. Though it's kind of funny, I've never seen a snail in my backyard. So we finished that. I check mark it. I can check the replay. I completed the stick-around puzzle about insects and if I want to, I can re-record that. I can add some drawings. I can even click on this right here, and I can make a smiley face because I did so good. A+, grade it. And then, of course, like I said, I can add some text if I wanted to grade this as a student, and I can give them their emoji grade, and I immediately can say they did awesome. 1 emoji. Good job. Click. It's all set. I save it. I can say that's to everybody. Click it again. It uploads it, and guess what, everybody? Now the student gets their feedback, right like so. They have the emoji grade. The student has given their feedback on it, including how much they like it, and they've shared it with the teacher, or they can share it with their classroom. Now, that is right there a great way to use all those apps together for learning in Emoji Classroom with a little bit of Seesaw. And also, a quick shout out, thank you, Liz, for the training session with Seesaw today. That's going to do it. I'll see everybody later.